Nowadays, there are many English-speaking countries in the world. According to statistics, out of 195 countries, 67 countries consider English as the official language, and 27 countries use English as the second official language. About 1 per 5 billion people speak English. Therefore, English has become the most popular language in communication. The four countries with the highest percentage of native English speakers are the United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, and Australia. Each country has its own characteristics, and now we will learn about them. The first is United States, which has the highest percentage of native English speakers in the world. This country has 50 states with an area of over 9 million square kilometers and a population of over 300 million people, mostly white people. The capital of the United States is Washington, D.C. This is a multicultural, multi-ethnic country with many different traditions and cultures. The United States is the federal constitutional with the most developed economy in the world, had a long history and rich natural landscape. It is also famous for many big and colorful festivals such as Thanksgiving, Easter, Halloween, so on. The Americans are very friendly and helpful. The education quality is also a pride of this country, especially Harvard University, a famous school that attracts a large number of international students around the world. Americans' cultures and art are unbearable. This is home of many famous writers, physicists, philosophers, and classic works such as Mark Twain, Ernest Hemingway, so on. The USA music, sport, cuisine, and fashion are well received from all over the world. There are also many famous architectural works like the Statue of Liberty, so on. About language, the English system is divided into two parts, the original English and the American English, so we can see that the US is the biggest English-speaking country in the world. Americans are not only speak English but also supplement, edit many words and structure to make English be more complete. This is a comprehensive development country and is worth to study.
The second is United Kingdom. The United Kingdom is the largest European island, consists of four countries: England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. England is the largest and most populous country in the United Kingdom. Located in the west of Europe, its location leads to a mild and wet climate in this country. England is the homeland of English. The capital of England is London. England is one of the most developed economic countries in the world. Additionally, its cultural festival and cuisine is very diverse and unique. Christmas is one of the most popular festivals in England. Besides, the cuisine is also appealing due to various tasty dishes, for example, Yorkshire pudding, fish and chips, roast meat, so on. In terms of tourists, England is well known for a number of ancient architectures, beautiful villages, coastal towns, a lot of beautiful castles and ferries, and another iconic buildings such as Big Ben and Stonehenge. The education in England is high quality with many famous schools such as University of Cambridge and University of Oxford. Many students around the world try hard to be a student of those schools. There are many famous physicists, writers, philosophers, mathematicians, scientists who are the English, for example, Isaac Newton, Charles Darwin. England also famous for trendy fashion, sport and music. This country has 59 million English speakers. There are 95% of population speaking English in England. English is the official language used in education, communication, life, so on. England is the typical English-speaker country.
The third is Canada, located in the North Pole of North America. Canada is the second largest country in the world. Canadian territory consists of 10 provinces and 3 federal territories, stretching from the Atlantic Ocean in the east to the Pacific Ocean in the west, with a total land area of about over 9 million kilometers. The population of Canada is over 37 million. The symbol of this country is the maple leaf. It symbolizes the straight culture and long history of this nation. Canada is profoundly influenced by the culture and tradition of England, France, and indigenous people like language, art, and music. Canadian culture products are favored in many countries. In Canada, especially the big cities like Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal, there are thousands of buildings, galleries, museums, and art. Furthermore, Canada is also a developed country of music, cinema, contemporary art in the world. Canada has 2 official languages, English and French. About 98% of Canadians speak English and French. English is the language of 60% of the Canadian population. The majority of French-speaking people live in the province of Quebec, followed by Ontario, New Brunswick. Besides, some languages of Aboriginal people are also considered to be the official language. Canada is a country of immigrants. This nation has policies and traditions that encourage cultural diversity. Therefore, Canada has a lot of special cuisine of many ethnic groups. In terms of indigenous cuisine, this place is blessed with many advantages, so there are many typical dishes, such as maple syrup, stone wine, lobster, the elephant snail. Canada also has many beautiful landscapes, especially in the autumn, when maple leaves are crimson. This place looks like a paradise. People here are very friendly. What an interesting and worth visiting country in your life.
Australia, officially the Commonwealth of Australia, is a sovereign country comprising the mainland of the Australian continent, the island of Tasmania, and numerous smaller islands. This country has 6 states and 2 main territories are on the mainland with an area of over 7 million square kilometers. Unlike many parts of the world, up to 85% of Australians live on the coast, and Canberra is the only Australian city inland, with a population of only about 380,000. What do you think of when Australia is mentioned? Crocodile Dundee, Nicole Kidman, Hugh Jackman, kangaroos, the Great Barrier Reef, Sydney Opera House, Aborigines, White or Vegemite. Australia is much more than this. So much more to offer. The sports capital of the world has 70% of its total population participating at least once a week in a particular recreation activity or sports. The largest cattle station in the world is Anna Creek Station in South Australia at over 34,000 square kilometers. It is even larger than Belgium. Australia is the biggest island and the smallest continent in the world. Australia is the only nation to govern an entire continent and its outlying islands. The mainland is the largest island and the smallest, flattest continent on Earth. The single fence of Southeast Australia, 5,614 kilometers, is the longest fence in the world. It starts at Jimbo in Queensland and continuing onto the Great Australian Bight in South Australia. The fence is built to protect the world's largest population of sheep, claimed to be seen from outer space. Australia is also known as an English-speaking country. Although Australia has no official language, English is the de facto national language. Australian English is a major variety of the language with a distinctive accent and lexicon, and differs slightly from other varieties of English in grammar and spelling. General Australian serves as the standard dialect. According to the 2016 census, English is the only language spoken in the home for 72% of the population. Australia is a beautiful country and worth to visit.
In conclusion, English is a very important and popular language in the world. It is not wrong to say English is a community language. Nowadays, everyone should to know English. Therefore, you have to learn English from now to serve your future.